Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and good evening once again. My name is Pebbles, founder of Missing, Lost, and Trafficked. I thank you so very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule, your busy Saturday, super Saturday schedule to join this live stream today. For a few minutes, I actually thought I hit the live button and I was trying to find out why I could not find my live. And then a voice spoke to me and said, "Look at your studio." And I looked at my studio and I had been talking for probably about 3 or 4 minutes thinking that I was live, and I was not live at all. So I just feel so dense right now. I've started this live stream. Now I am actually live, right? Yay, right? And I have a special guest. She will be joining this stream in just a moment. She's on standby. What I would like to do at this time, this is what I would like to do. I'm going to go ahead and, now that I see that I'm actually live, I want to share my live stream, right? So I'm going to go ahead and begin the process of sharing my live stream with my family members and my friends. I love for you to share this live stream wherever you are, wherever you are, wherever you are, wherever you are. Share it, share it. I'm sharing this live stream to Pebbles Bam Bam Facebook page. I've just shared it. I'm going to continue the process of sharing. I'm going to Missing, Lost, and Trafficked Facebook group, and I'm going to share within Missing, Lost, and Trafficked Facebook group. We have nearly 5,000 members. Yay! In that group, I want those individuals to know that I am live. And I'm going to share a notification to Pebbles, Bam Bam, Missing, Lost, and Trafficked stories at this time. Okay, so my Facebook stories. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. I'm going to add someone to the stream right now, a very special woman, body language expert. What I want to do before I add her to this stream is 7:16 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. I want to tell you a little bit about her. All right. Miss Janette will be joining the stream. Miss Janette is a truth and deception detection expert. Her company is Accurate Body Language LLC. If you should need her services in the future, you can contact Miss Janette by dialing 248-894-3969. A little bit more about Miss Janette. She is a clinical psychologist, and she is the founder of and CEO. Want to make sure that I want to give her all her appropriate titles of Accurate Body Language. Accurate body language is the key to crack the code, unlock the vault of nonverbal communication, and reveal the secrets of human interaction. With over 20 years of corporate business, marketing, research, advertising, and strategic brand positioning, the clinical psychology experience, Janette specializes in understanding the complexities of human behavior, interpersonal relationships, verbal and non-verbal body language communication. And so I'm going to go ahead and add her to this stream. After I've added her to this stream, place my devices in the position that I need to place it in. I will have to cast my camera to a YouTube channel, all right? So you can see, I would say, a Pacific timestamp while Miss Janette is going to be analyzing that timestamp. I will begin in just a few moments playing just a section, a piece, so to speak, right? A Pacific timestamp of a live stream that Travis Howard Patterson, he's known as TJ, hosted, defending himself, right, against, rumors that he has played a role into the disappearance of Alexis Ware. All right, so I'm going to add her now. Okay, I think I see you. You're there. Okay, hello, how are you?
Hi. Thank you for inviting me to be a guest on your show. Didn't we have fun when we looked at the videotape, just you and me?
Yes, yes. Well, I don't know if it was, I wouldn't say fun because of the situation, but it definitely was,
Right.
enlightening. I definitely, you opened my eyes and my mind up, I would say, to some things that that
Yes.
the body does that I don't pay attention to on a regular basis. So I do appreciate you. I had to figure out a really unique way of doing this. Try to figure out a unique way to show there's a Pacific timestamp. We're going to first begin analyzing TJ's live stream, and he was, very defensive in his live stream, speaking out, trying to, explain to the public that he, did not play a role in the mother, of his children. He didn't play any role in her going missing, so to speak. Okay, so thank you, Miss Janette, for joining. What I'm going to do, because I don't have a bunch of special technology, I don't have special equipment right now. I know what I'm trying to say. So I don't have those equipment in place where I can embed a Pacific. I know what I'm trying to say. Link to a stream or something like that, if that makes sense. Like people can kind of have another box where you can see what's happening. So I have to actually just turn my camera around, and that's what I've done. And I'm going to turn it around to face this stream that I am going to pull up. I need everyone to bear with me because I have not done this before. So be patient with me, please.
And what the audience will see is the video, and Pebbles will stop the video and I'll make a comment about what we just saw together, because when we see it together, we see the clues right there in front of us, right, Bam Bam, or right,
Yeah.
Pebbles?
Yeah, whatever you want to call me, Bam, Pebbles. Okay, or Bam Bam, it doesn't matter. But thank you so much for joining. All right, so I am going to turn the camera back on. I need to go to a 5-minute. Y'all can't stop there. Okay, so I'm going to like a 5-minute timestamp, if that makes sense. I believe we discussed that. It was from 5. You can tell me when to stop. I believe maybe a little bit like 5 to 6:30 or something like that. The timestamp that I'm going to. Okay.
Right.
So
because we want to analyze both men, and so Pebbles and I looked at about 6 minutes and 30 seconds of TJ, and we felt from 5 minutes to about 6 minutes and a half was enough good content that I can speak about. And I can comment what we saw on the first 5 minutes, which was a whole bunch of details about nothing. So
okay, so yeah, I, of course, for the sake of time, I'm going to just go to the 5-minute mark and kind of go from there. I'm just making sure I'm trying to be right on that mark, but what I might have to do is it may be okay. I'm right there, like 2 minutes before that mark. It's fine.
It's
So,
good. It's good.
all right. So I'm going to turn the camera back on. All right. Okay. All right. Y'all just got to do it this way until I get better stuff to do things better. This is the way I have to do things. All right, so I'm going to play this, and you can tell me when you want me to stop. I have the Bluetooth connected, okay?
It's gonna happen. I ain't scared of it. I ain't scared of them. You know what I'm saying? We all gotta go. So I went on to church anyway. She begged me not to go. I went on anyway. So we left church, came home, changed clothes, and went to the game and watched the NFC game. Went to
Okay, I stopped it there.
See, in 5 minutes, I wanted to mention to the audience, and Pebbles knows this, this woman is missing. He knows this woman. He had a child or children with this woman. And in the 5 minutes, he didn't ask for help. He didn't say, this is serious, y'all. I can't sleep because I want to find my child's mother. So what was lacking in all that was, right, Pebbles? He didn't see these double zeros. That's about how many times he asked for help. Yep. Help me find her. So that's a hotspot number one, that was missing. When we analyze stuff, we notice what they say and what they don't say. What he didn't say was, my ex is missing. You know, we have our differences, but we have a kid together and I need her back. Okay. The other thing he just finished saying, he needed to let you know, instead of asking for help, that he went to where? Church. He went to church. And so he needed the audience to know, see what I'm circling around my head?
Yes.
That he has a halo, that he's a church goer. Okay, yes. So that's tip number 2. Okay, go ahead. I'm out in all my hotspots here.
Okay, I'm trying.
Wild Wings. You know what I'm saying? Watch the Kansas City game up there, Wild Wings. Left Wild Wings, went to my aunt's house. You feel me? She called me. And I put on speakerphone, let my cousin hear how she talking out the side of her head. So she got there.
She talking out of the side of her head.
I'm in my aunt's house watching the game.
Okay. This woman is missing, and he's telling us about some Wild Wing show, and that he put her on speaker, and she crazy out of her head. And see that tongue right there?
Yeah, see, I'm looking.
Yeah. It seems to pop out. His tongue seems to pop out when he's talking about her. So it's very important that y'all know that he went to church and he was watching some game with his cousin or something. Okay. These are unimportant when the mother of your child is missing, possibly dead. So he puts more importance on those elements. Right, Pebbles?
Yes. And would you mind commenting on what the tongue sticking out means?
Yes. Remember when we were children and we didn't like what our brother did, or, you know, we didn't like some kid at school? We would stick our tongue at them. Okay. Tongue is a distaste. We're trying to get that distaste out of our mouth. And so it's real curious why whenever he's talking about her, this tongue of his comes out. And you have to look at the specific moment and the words surrounding that tongue. So we'll see that tongue again because he sticks it out several times. So feel free to go forward. So you see the comments that I'm making so far, audience?
Yeah.
So she like, they're following. Come and meet me on 29 at 7-Eleven if we can get the kids. She's talking about to run out of gas. I got like 3 miles left. I said, okay. So as she talking, she's like, TJ, watch out for these cars. Watch out for a white car, gray car, black car. Now, mommy, now I'm like, okay, so I put on speakerphone, let my...
Okay, got it. Okay.
Very important. He told you he went to church so that he could create a what over his head?
A halo. Okay.
And Pebbles and I heard multiple times, but we're short on time for the show because we're analyzing two people. In the 5 minutes, he told multiple times that his baby mama is crazy. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And now he planted the seed because he wants reasonable doubt. Liars don't want the heat on them if they're involved. They want to confuse y'all to put heat on a mess. So this cockamamie story of him saying she, watch out for those cars, red car, blue car, white car, black car, and he's shifting his eyes like this to paint the picture that the victim is, quote, crazy and paranoid. Because if you start believing him, then you think, well, maybe it could have been a stranger in a red car or a white car or a black car, but not this churchgoer. Do you see what I mean? And in the 5 minutes, this dad is not concerned at all about help me volunteer, help me find her. So it shows a lack of concern for the victim, the missing person. He don't care about all that. He just wants you to know she's crazy and paranoid, and possibly other cars might have scooped her up and killed her. You see how this is all strategically being laid out in his narrative?
Yes, I definitely following. Yes.
And Pebbles and I noticed that when he's trying to tell the story, which way are my eyes going? It's hard to see when.
It's going up towards the ceiling. I'm looking at your eyes.
I'm trying to get them this way. Are they going this? It's hard. But what I'm trying to say.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Notice when he's telling stories about how crazy she is and the cars, that watch out for these cars. His eyeballs are going to R or his right. And when I tested this out on Pebbles herself, what did I ask you, Pebbles?
Something about when the last time I rode, or the first time I ever rode a bike.
Yes.
You asked me that question.
This is a body language tip, everybody. When you are baselining your target on historical memory information, you want to ask them neutral, non-threatening, easy questions that they shouldn't get riled up about. So when I asked Pebbles, hey Pebbles, when did you start riding your bike? Her eyes went to her left. So that was a baseline indication to me that she was accessing her real memories, because my nonchalant question about her riding her bike should not cause her any distress at all unless she had an accident on her bike, right?
Yes.
And I noticed, Pebble, when you gave me the testimonial, your eyeball gaze went to the same direction because you were accessing our analysis together. So you see how multiple times Pebbles followed the same eye gaze when she was telling the truth and accessing memory. But it's interesting, this fella, eye gaze was totally opposite when he's telling most of the story, right?
Yeah.
So it suggests that he might not be credible because he's accessing the opposite direction, but we needed to baseline him, which we don't have. So we can go a little bit further.
Okay.
Because I want to get to the double fist.
So I'm like, okay, I'm on my way. So my cousin like, boy, go get your son, boy. So I'm like, shit, I say no more. I got him up. We left. I pull up at 7-Eleven. You know what I'm saying? She's sitting at the gas pump. I get out, go in the car. Go in the stove. I pump 35 in her gas tank, and I put 20 in mine. I come back in.
Hold on right there.
come back out,
Okay.
get my son out of the car, you know.
Okay.
Okay. Churchgoer, and he just told you a minutia detail that he pumped $35 of gas in her car and
Yeah.
20 in his. We don't give a rat's ass about how much gas you pumped in the car. We want to know where this missing woman is and if you are involved. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm following.
It was strategically placed. Hey, don't look at me. I'm a good guy because I just pumped $35 in my baby mama's car and I pumped 20 in mine.
Okay.
I gave her more. We don't give a shit about how much you pumped in her car. We want to know if she's alive or dead or what happened.
Yeah.
Does he look concerned at all?
He looks pretty chill to me. He looks like he's having the best day ever, you know? He looks pretty chill.
Is he frantic about finding her? No, it was important for him to tell you and the audience that he pumped $35 in his baby mama's car and only 20 in his because he just got out of church. You see all that? Okay, the best part is about to come, right, Pebbles?
Yes, in just a moment. Hold on. I'm trying to.
I'm saying, she asked me, could Naomi go with me, her daughter? I was like, yeah, she can go. So I was like, she said, okay. She said, TJ, watch out for this car. She kept pointing at cars, like white car, black car,
gotta watch out.
Cars. She said, matter of fact, don't stop at no red lights. So I'm like, man, what you need? I said, babe, you need help. You need to get some help. So I'm like, she knows, I'm telling you. She's like, give me a hug me. So I hugged her. You know what I'm saying? The hug didn't feel, it didn't feel right. Something went right. So I got there and hugged, got in the car, and I pulled off.
We have to stop.
Y'all the one in Anderson. Stop. I turn on Emily Road.
If you were on a desktop, you could see it a little better, but I will demonstrate how he did it. Because Pebbles and I saw this a couple days ago.
I try to go back to it.
I said, no more. I got no more. We left.
I'm gonna try.
How she talking outside her head? Okay, so she got she said, what you? So I'm at my house watching the game. So she was like, well, come and meet me on 29 at 7-Eleven if we can get the kids. She's talking about to run out of gas. I got like 3 miles left. I said, okay. So as she talking, she's like, TJ, watch out for these cars. Watch out for a white car, gray car, black car. Now, mind me, now I'm like, okay, so I put on speakerphone, let my cousin and everybody hear me. So I'm like, okay, I'm on my way. So my cousin like, boy, go get your son, boy. So I'm like, shit, I said, no more. I got no. We left. I pull up at 7-Eleven. You know what I'm saying? She's sitting at the gas pump. I get out, go in the car. Go in the stove. I pump 35 in her gas tank, and I put 20 in mine. I come back out, get my son out of the car. You know what I'm saying? She asked me, could Naomi go with her daughter? I was like, yeah, she can go. So I was like, okay. She said, TJ, watch out for this car. She kept pointing at cars, like white car, black car, gray car. She said, watch out for these cars. She said, matter of fact, don't stop at no red light. So I'm like, man, what you need? I said, babe, you need help. You need to get some help. So like, she was like, you know, I'm telling you. She's like, give me a hug me. So I hugged her, you know.
Okay, I've tried to stop it there.
Oh yeah, okay. It would have been clearer on a desktop, but I will demonstrate. Okay.
Yes, I'm trying.
Give me a hug. All right. And he put a bounce on it. Okay. And look at his lip. His right corner of his lip.
Okay.
Okay. So he's doing a disgust look on his lip as he's showing how he, quote, hugged her. But how warm and cuddly is his hug? All right. His fists were balled up right before Pebbles stopped it. He's in his release right now a little bit, but I'll show you. Then she said, give me a hug. I'm trying to pretend like I'm him. Give me a hug. All right. See, and when Pebbles and I were analyzing it, you see my thumbs? My thumbs are on top of my index finger. I'm trying to centralize them here. And
I see.
they're wrapped tight. Look at the tips of my thumbs. They're in little mountains. You see the little mountains?
I see.
Okay. These two look like fists. Fists. All right. Okay. A hug is, a hug, you know, or hey, a hug with a little bit open fingers. And look, there's no mountain tips on my thumbs. If I were to meet Pebbles for the first time, hi, Pebbles, I wouldn't be going, Pebbles, hug. No. With his history of violence, I heard, this is congruent with this history of violence. And his face, does that show like he loves his baby mama? Look at that. Okay, audience, lift up your right or one of the sides of your lips. It's kind of hard if you don't.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's hard.
But that shows you in multiple hot spots that the hug, and you got to bounce once, you know. With a hug, you kind of linger, don't you?
Yeah.
You linger, and you might pat the person on, but in order to do that, you need an open palm, not like this. If you do this ain't a hug. It's a little aggressive. And with his history of violence, he told you in his thumbs, audience, the intensity of the quote hug. This churchgoer who just pumped 35 in his baby mama's tank and only 20 in his. Right out, right. I didn't make it up. He told you, and his body language revealed it. Okay, let's go a little further, and then we'll go to person number 2.
Yeah, Sosa.
But it didn't feel right. Something wasn't right. So I got there and hugged, got it, and I pulled off. Well, y'all the one that's in Anderson. I turn on Ebony Road as I pass Welfare Church. I barely pass Welfare Church. And she got hang on. She's around me. Bust right.
Okay.
Audience,
stop.
See the main points that we said about him. And in the moment of the hug, his eyeballs are shifting all left and right because, you know, he had to keep looking for black cars, red cars, white cars. She crazy. Okay. So if we can go to subject number 2, who I have studied. So you're going to get it live and raw.
Yeah, give me just a moment. I got to turn the camera off and make my adjustments. All right. So I am making some adjustments right now because I have to pull it up and then recast this stream in that direction. Okay. So what I want to just explain so everyone understands what's happening. Ms. is Janette. Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Yes.
Yes, I am Janette. And my last name, everybody, sounds like karate. It's Ghedotte or Pilates. So Janette Ghedotte.
Yes.
I'm a body language expert.
Yes, yes. And she's wonderful. Excellent. So Miss Janette Ghedotte, she's just completed analyzing just a very short time stamp on a Facebook live stream that Travis Howard Patterson hosted of discussing his last encounter he had with Alexis before she vanished January 30th. Now what we're going to do, we have to move on. There is another man that we will be looking at, observing, and Miss Janette will be analyzing the body language of another man. I have fast forwarded the video, the live stream, and the other man, I want to mention who he is. His name is Sosa. His name is Regis, Hawthorne, but he goes by Sosa on Facebook. And so he is the father of Alexis' daughter. I feel like I was skipping ahead of myself, so I want to make sure everyone understands what's happening.
Both fathers.
I'm sorry? Yes.
Both fathers of the missing woman's babies.
Yep.
Before we see him, if the audience can type in the chat what they got most out of the first guy's analysis that they didn't realize before, because this will help Pebbles and me know what was insightful for you about my body languages and statement analysis comments. You know, what did you learn from the first guy that you didn't know when you watched it maybe on your own? And that'll give you, Pebbles, some audience feedback before we go to number 2.
Yes, that would. Thank you for so much for guiding me on that. I just didn't want to waste a lot of your time. And so great. If you all, I know there's got to be 200-300 people watching. I know for a fact because I'm looking at the views. When I see 40 at the top, that means there's well over 100 individuals watching. So I'd like to know, what did you learn? If you all can just give me a short phrase, what you learned about the body language cues or signals that TJ gave off in his live stream. I see Pam says, and she says the explanation on the emphasis on the hug comment. Okay, great. And I'm just going to
hug. I can't laugh when I say it. I gotta go like this. Hug. All right.
Yeah. And anyone else to chime in comments before I queue up this other live stream of Sosa talk?
Compare the two men based on your comments.
Face expression. I'm reading comments. They're coming in. Someone says that they noted, I guess, something they didn't. They're not going into a lot of details. Of course, for the sake of time and all of that. But someone noticed something about the face expression, because you were explaining how certain facial expressions express contempt. And I don't know if we spoke to what contempt means, but if you'd like to explain body language in contempt, go ahead.
Yes. Before we go to number 2, it's very important. I misspoke in our earlier analysis. Okay, everybody pretend like you're Elvis Presley. To the best of your ability, do the upper lip pull on only one side. Okay, that's disgust. Contempt would be with your lips tighter, and you just lift one side. See how hard it is when you don't feel feelings? Okay, the disgust is even more intense because you gotta lift this lip right here. Okay, right now that isn't a pretty face when he's hugging her. Okay, I'm ready for bachelor number 2.
Okay, and so this gentleman is going to discuss an encounter he had with Alexis, just his alleged conversation he had with her the day or days leading up. I'm not going to say the day of, because he gave a lot of contradictory statements. I'm going to go into that later. But the weekend of her disappearance. And so what you're going to hear, Miss Janette, you're going to hear Sosa discuss, okay, this is what, happened, or this is what my interactions was like with Alexis, the weekend of her disappearance. And I'm going to play 7:44. Time is time stamped at 7:44 through 12:00. And that's for everyone's reference. Anyone who is joining who would like to go back and listen to what's said between 7:44 and 12:00. All right, so I'm going to it now.
Good stuff, Pebbles.
Yeah, I gotta cue it up. Sorry, I gotta get to it.
Your mama use her name for clout. It's great to go and see where somebody in this white election came kind of with.
So I don't have to keep skipping it. I'm just gonna be a little bit under there, like 7:13 or 7:14 to say headache right now. So it'll be right before 7:44, and then we'll keep listening. And you can let me know when you want me to stop. And I know this is your first time watching and observing Sosa. We had an hour-long discussion about TJ in a Zoom conference call but we did not have, that same opportunity, which maybe it's meant for you to just see what's happening right now rather than in us, having that pre-discussion. But I am going to turn my camera back on. Y'all give me a moment.
And see, Pebbles knows that if she just shows me a video, I can take it from wherever she shows me and then comment live going forward. So I didn't need any background information about Bachelor number 2, but we went into detail for number 1, but we showed you just from 5 minutes to 6 minutes and 30 seconds or so. We don't need much time. You saw all the hot spots, right, Pebbles, that we talked about guy number 1. So we're going to listen to a couple of minutes of guy number 2 and see if we get enough good hot spots.
Okay, I'm adjusting this stuff here, y'all. I'm sorry. I want to make sure you can see him clearly as possible. So
it's good.
Okay.
So let me start this back off from January 28th. January 28th, that was that Friday. Somebody called me and they say, "You seen your baby mama post?" I'm like, "Nah, what she posted?" They're like, "She posted a lottery ticket or something. Like she done won the lottery." I said, "What else she did? That's her business. I'm happy for her." I was like, "Nah, for real, you need to goddamn go look at it." Not knowing that everybody trying to paint me and Wes having a bad relationship. I never been blocked from her page, but I'm not one of them type of people that's going page watch. I'm not one of the type of people who need to go and see what somebody that I know doing every damn day. When I get on Facebook, I go through my newsfeed. That's it. I don't type in no names. So let's go back to Jared today. I got that call. They said, "Baby mom talking crazy. She posted a lot of this." So immediately I was like,
"Baby mom talking crazy."
Okay. I stopped it. Okay. Okay.
See the pattern? Both men had to let you know the baby mama crazy. Okay. And we heard multiple times from TJ that he said that, but we didn't get enough from this fellow, but we'll go on. But I wanted to alert the audience, this guy too say baby mama crazy.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, and if she watching this live, she'll get on here and say the same exact thing. I said, "Hold on, let me call goddamn my baby mama right quick." So I called my baby mama.
So you saw the tongue again?
Okay. I'll stop. Hold on. You're go ahead. Whatever you're noticing, we want to break this down. Go ahead.
Yeah. So there's similarities in both men. Both men told you the baby mama crazy, and let me call my baby mama quick.
Yes.
My baby mama quick. I can't do it but in general, I'm trying to point out what he did. Okay, let's go forward. So there's some similarities between the two men. It might be hard to tell, Pebbles.
Well, most of the general public or people following this, they believe in their heart of hearts that TJ is connected to her disappearance. There are people feeling as though he could have played a role, but he has done a really good job of, throughout the time that she has been missing, consistently posting about her, telling others that he's been searching for her. But her family, which is in contradiction to what her mother said. Her mother says he's lying, and she ain't seen him at no search. Her mother says this person is lying. She hadn't seen him at any searches, and he just overdoing his part, I guess, and making it seem as though that he's extremely concerned. But she said, and I just want you to know that that's not the case. You would have to be following to, understand all the dynamics. But most people believe that he is being genuine. I just want to let you know, sincere. They don't feel that he could have played any role in her disappearance. There are a select few people, including myself. I just noticed things on paper that he did, contradictory statements, and I'm not letting him off the hook because of what I personally investigated and made note of. But I just want you to know that most people they have it in their heart that it's no way that the second baby daddy could have played a role. It's just not possible. He's too sincere. He's too compassionate. He's too emotional. He's too everything. So I'm going to continue playing now.
The very fact that he posted anything versus the
I
first
said,
time maybe posted nothing.
she said, just me and my brother. I said, your mama left y'all in the car while she went in the store? She's like, yeah. I said, when your mama get back to the car, you call me. Naomi called me from her phone. Lex was talking to the little baby boy because he had been crying. She on the phone. I say, what's up, Lex? What the hell you at? She say, I'm gone. I said, what's going on? I said, why the hell me in school? She said, everybody need a getaway. I ain't think too much past it or nothing like that. I said, okay, you good? Are you okay? She hung up the phone. I texted her again. I said, are you okay? She called me back. She say, send me something for gas.
Here we go with gas again.
I was like, I don't fuck with cash out like that, but I'm about to send it to you. I sent the money for her for cash. Call her, say, you get it? She said, yeah. I said, are you sure you okay? Just hold the phone. She said, yeah. She said, I'm ahead of these bitches. These bitches being hating on me. These bitches being jealous of me. Ain't knowing how my baby mama is. I left it alone. Because you say something to the wrong way, then she'll be mad all over again.
Okay, so there are similarities and similarities between the two men because both of them talk about paranoia. Like before, the first guy talked about red car, black car, watch out for those cars, don't stop at a stoplight. And this guy's talking about, she was afraid of some women. But notice the eyes on this fella are straightforward and not as shifty as the first guy.
Yes.
The first guy looking to his right, which, on Zoom might be the opposite. This guy is looking forward and his eyes aren't shifty as much. So he's more baselining his eyes. Okay. And you always want to look at the hands because if the hands are in sync with his verbal, like the hug was in sync with the first guy's verbal. Okay. But you really don't see a lot of his hands. And it could be, maybe he's in the car. So it's hard to tell. But so far, those are the comments that I see for dad number 2.
Okay, and I'm going to continue on because we're not at that 12. We're not at 12:00 yet, or the 12-minute mark, but we're almost there. We're almost there.
You see, audience, the similarities between the two men so far that I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yes, I see it.
Left it alone.
He left it alone.
Again, she's like, I'm gonna call you back because the baby had been crying. I was like,
hugged her too.
Bring it to me. She texted me. She was like, I'm gonna hit you back on the way, on my way headed back. Okay. Saturday, spoke to her again. And that's when she sent me a message. I'm gonna hit you when we headed back because she had something bringing me my child to me. Because, me and her, we was working on our relationship as co-parents. Because if anybody know Alexis, she get mad, the first thing she want to do is keep something that you love away from you. Still waiting for my child all day Saturday. Never popped up, never pulled up. Sunday, called her phone, no answer.
See how, if you want to.
Go ahead. I stopped.
In the few minutes that we've watched, and this is the first time Pebbles and I have watched it together, you notice multiple times, maybe 5 times he did this, whereas the first guy didn't. When we are under distress or not telling the truth, little nose hairs in our nose kind of tingle because the nerves are activated. So I don't know if the audience caught it. Type in the chat if you notice, man, this guy, keeps doing this. Type in the chat if you notice that. But this guy seems pretty calm.
Yeah.
Subdued, and we can't really see his hands. So I don't
No,
know if he's holding the phone.
his hands are. Yeah, then he's just showing the upper part of his body, so you can't analyze it. He's not showing. What you see is what he's showing. You see here, the upper part. What you see is, get what I'm saying, right here. Yeah. So you can't see the bottom part. No, just that.
And that may or may not have been intentional, because we're all kind of learning the virtuality of reality TV with our phones. So often in Zoom calls, you got people, and most of the time you see their ceilings. So he might have done that. He might not have done that intentionally to hide his hands. But that is one thing you, as the audience in Pebbles, when you're interviewing people or you're interacting with people, see, I'm trying right now to keep my hands in sync with what I'm saying, just to illustrate the point. You always should know what these 10 fingers are doing at all times. Right, Pebbles?
Yes, definitely. I want to play, let's see where I am. Just a little bit more. Let's see where I am. I'm almost there.
You know, I ain't gonna keep calling her phone because I ain't trying to make her mad. I'm trying to stay on her good side. And we ain't never been on her bad side, because anything I don't
okay, I'll stop. What did you notice?
He explains her personality. I ain't trying to make her mad. I'm trying to stay on her good side. Now, when he kept saying, I texted her, are you okay? Are you okay? The phone company, if you get those records, either they support his story or they don't. You see? So his statements can't be verifiable. But when he said, I was trying to be on her good side, he stuck out his tongue again. So you see the similarities between the two men, and they're two separate people.
Yes.
This guy did a little bit more of the nose touching.
Which being facts. Monday morning, I went to work. I think that Monday afternoon, Monday night, or could have been Tuesday morning, somebody called my phone and say, they saying your baby mama missing.
Yeah.
I say, what the fuck? I just talked to her over the weekend. I say, no, my baby mama talked to her over the weekend. They was like, yeah, look on Facebook. Immediately after I looked on Facebook, I seen it. I got in contact with the closest kin, and that's her cousin. But I'm not gonna say her name out of respect that I have for her husband. I said, what this they talking about?
You want me to keep going or stop there? Because I think we are right at the 12-minute mark.
Okay.
Or right for it. I can keep going another minute if you want, or I'll stop there.
From what he presented, you notice the similarity in some of the aspects that they did, right? But this man's demeanor seems a little more congruent of the seriousness of somebody in his life being missing.
Okay.
He looks and his eyes are fixated instead of shifting, and especially shifting when he's trying to make up stuff, which we don't know if he's not. The only thing is we just can't see his hands. We do see his hands. Now watch when I'm doing what I'm about to do. We do see his hands when he does this. You see what I just did?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, of course.
Right hand. Okay. Let's try a couple more minutes.
Okay.
He's
going to go a little bit more. He's going to talk about, when he allegedly first learned she was missing, which you may want to hear a little bit of that.
We want to hear that. We want to hear the discovery.
First learned about it allegedly. Yeah. Okay.
Let's go on.
Lex missing. She said, call my phone. She sent me her number through Facebook.
There's that.
On the phone, it's the family had already had like a conference call set up, and she added me to the conference call. She's like, y'all, this Reggie right here. And I said, what's going on? They was like, yeah, Lex missing. I say, for real? They was like, yeah. It's like, when the last time you talked to her? I said, I talked to her over the weekend. She was in Georgia. First thing I asked, come to me as a father, I said, where my child is? Because if my child was with Lex, then my child is missing as well. But her cousin say, I got Naomi good. I say, well, I'm gonna do what I need to do, and I'm gonna hit up everybody that I know that's being in contact with Alexis.
Okay, we'll stop here.
Okay. I'm stopping here. Okay.
Pebbles and the audience, his immediate reaction was, where my child at, or something like that. I don't know the family dynamics. So you see how if someone were missing and you thought maybe the child was involved, that's a totally appropriate question to ask. Well, what about Junior? What about Junior? Where's he at?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that would be congruent based on the seriousness of someone missing. And then he goes on immediately after a family member explained where a child was at. Then he said, I contacted next of kin. So those actions are congruent with what a reasonable person would do upon hearing for the first time, allegedly, that somebody, the mother of your child, is missing. So of the two, based on the very short footage that we've seen, I would say dad number 2 is more credible than dad number 1.
Okay.
Because dad number one had the point that he just got out of church. So he has that halo over, and he even told you that he pumped 35 in her gas and 20 in his. Now this dad number 2, he just said something about, are you good with gas? Okay. And both men talked about her paranoia. The first guy said, watch out for white car, black car. Don't stop at stoplights.
And they both said they gave her gas, which is weird to me, but I just want to remind everybody that.
That's consistent. So that collaborates that the woman may have often asked for gas because 2 separate witnesses said she needed gas. But dad number 1 took the time to tell you unnecessary detail about 35 for her, 20 for him. He's an angel. He just got out of church.
And it's important that you also know that just in case you overlook that part, the kids she allegedly or reportedly gave both of the kids to the first dad at that gas station. Then she drove off and disappeared. So he had no reason. The first dad, this is all alleged, he had no reason to express concern over where his kids were at because he had his son and he had this man's child as well, her daughter. And she reportedly gave both the children to the first father we listened to and watch. And so that would give you better context as to understanding why he's trying to figure out what's going on, because he's totally out of the loop of what's going on, and just trying to figure out, okay, well, where's my kids? Because she didn't give either kid to him. She gave both kids. It was captured on surveillance footage to TJ.
And so dad number 2, if he were involved, he would know, he wouldn't have to answer that question because he would already know whatever happened to the kid if he was involved in the woman's disappearance. But he truly didn't know, so he asked. You see, and that seems like a reasonable question to ask of somebody who was not involved. Does that all make sense, audience?
Yeah, or we'll see what they say in comments. Anyone want to chime in comments and share?
I'm curious. Let's listen to one more minute. And everybody can everybody save the transcript, because that'd be good to just review. But I really want to hear maybe one more minute out of dad number 2.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and play it.
Wrong with them. I called 2 people that I know that Lex done been hanging with in the last couple of weeks or whatever like that. And then her dancing friends. I'm gonna say when I say dancing friends, don't mean that I'm saying that Lex is a dancer. She might have did her little thing once or twice or 3 times or whatever, but she always being shy. She would never know person to go out there and do that. And that's why
So he
people
showed
like
concern.
You want me to stop here? I can stop. Go ahead.
This gentleman asked where the baby was, and he took extra steps to find out where the mom is. So of the 2 men, I give more credibility to dad number 2 based on his verbal. Now, what he said can be verifiable, and we don't have time for that. But they, investigators could be questioning the dance friends to see really did he contact them. They could get the phone records and say, be safe. He said, okay, you all right in the text. So his comments can be verifiable. He has a sad, serious, somber look to him. So of the 2, Janette Ghedotte of Accurate Body Language holds better credibility for dad number 2. And this is the first time, everybody, that I've kind of compared both men. I don't even know the background of the situation, but I'm basing it on, as you saw me live, what their composure was, their body language, and their verbal statements. Not only what they said, but what they didn't say. Dad number 1 didn't ask for help. Dad number 2 said, and I called her dancer friends. So he went the extra reasonable effort of trying to find out where the missing woman is.
Yes.
Q&A if anybody has comments or questions.
Okay. And I'm going to just turn the camera off. Yay. So I can move my phone around and stuff like I want. Okay. Does anyone in the chat? I can see all of the comments in the chat. The engagement is really high. Great. That's wonderful. So I'm looking at the comments. Any questions for Miss Janette? I will read the question off. And any question you have, please ask that question while she is still with us.
Oh, and before I answer the questions, let's be fair to dad number 2. You had we asked you, the audience, what did you learn from dad number 1 based on his body language and my analysis? What did you learn about dad number 2 that was insightful for you? This will be very meaningful for Pebbles. And if I have a chance to read the transcript, because then I can see what was insightful and meaningful for you, because you're the audience and you're hearing this for possibly the first time.
Yes. I want to give them a moment. Can you, everyone that's here or would like to comment, can you just say briefly what you learned while observing the body language of dad number 2? Dad number 2 is Sosa. What you learned.
Yes, especially what you learned that you might not have picked up if you hadn't watched Pebbles and me. Like if you were watching on your phone.
That stuck out now, that did not stand out. It stands out now, but it didn't stand out before. You didn't notice it before. I know Soldier Girl is always very, she's very responsive. I like to get some new responses. I know there's a lot of people watching. Please don't wait until this live stream ends and send me a lot of messages on Instagram and Facebook. I don't have the time. I got a live stream tonight. I'm just letting everybody know right now I have another live stream scheduled, and so I cannot give you all these personal responses.
Look at Neil says the best of dad number 2, the quote hug. Okay, anybody say I want to hug you? Back up. You don't want to enter into that hug.
Right. So Pam says, I'm going to read what Pam says, the nose swipe thing, but still not sure what that means. And then she said, definitely did notice the tongue poking out thing. And then Soldier Girl says, no swipe. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Both men stuck out the tongue when they were talking about their children's mother. Now, the no swipe, I want to leave you with this. Let me get my puzzles here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see this here? Remember when we were kids and we played with puzzles? Okay.
Yes.
No swipe is one piece of the puzzle. Does this tell the whole story, everybody? No. You've got to cluster clues, which is what Pebbles and I did throughout this session and my session with her. And once you cluster the clues that we did share with all of you, and we saw like 5 minutes of the second guy and 2 minutes of the first guy, then the image, the picture reveals itself. But if you just count on just the no swipe or the hug, now the hug was definitely revealing, don't you think? You have to, don't make the mistake of just counting on just one piece of the puzzle. It's very important, like we spent the time here, to show you multiple pieces. And from the pieces that we gather, because we don't have the whole truth, I give credibility more to dad number 2.
Okay. We don't have, right. And I'm glad that you did state that. We of course, we don't have all of the pieces, but just your observing body language alone, you would give the sincerity, right? In terms of like who cares more, who could be being more truthful. You're giving that, and I'm trusting your professional opinion, professional take on this. To dad number 2, which is Sosa. Okay.
Is that Sosa? So detectives and the police and Pebbles' work will continue collecting evidence, forensic evidence pieces.
Yes.
And so thank you, Pebbles, for inviting me. I hope that I've been helpful to the audience. Audience, how did I do to help bring enlightenment to the situation? Type it, and Pebbles will really appreciate your comments about
Janette a thumbs up. You can give her a thumbs up now, or if you join later at the end of this live stream, and if you make it that far in the live stream, please give Miss Janette a thumbs up to let me know that you were pleased with, her observations, analysis. I like to know. So give her a thumbs up. I'm giving you a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up.
Thumbs up. And is it okay, Pebbles, if I give your audience members a gift of appreciation?
Yes.
If you follow me on what am I on? Instagram, and my handle is accurate.bodylanguage.com. If you click on my bio link,
yes,
then you can register to get my Will Smith. Did Will Smith smack the blank out of Chris Rock? Was it a stunt or real? And that's free. So if you click on that, you'll get my 5-minute analysis of that. What do you think of that as a gift for your audience and their attendance?
I think it is wonderful, a wonderful gift to offer. And once you are exited from this live stream, I would love for you to go in the comments of this live and, just kind of re-explain what you already said about the gift that you're offering to the missing, lost, and trafficked audience at this time. So I really would appreciate that.
Thank you. And I give more than body language analysis in the Chris Rock and Will Smith, because they both had trauma being raised up as children. So that also plays into it. So please follow me on Instagram, Accurate Body Language. And if you click on my bio link, it'll invite you to get my analysis.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you so much. And thank you for your time. I'm going to go ahead and remove you from the stream at this time. And I would love for you to have a super Saturday. I look forward to talking with you regarding other cases on a later date.
Thank you for inviting me to your show.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Mm-hmm. All right. I certainly thank Ms. Janette for taking the time out of her busy schedule to analyze the body language of TJ Patterson and the body language of Sosa. She analyzed body language displayed in live streams both men hosted, discussing the last time they spoke with Alexis Ware before she, had gone missing or was reported missing, okay? And back in January of this year. So I do thank her. Just to give you a quick recap and a summarized recap, Miss Janette, a body language deception expert, said that she identified dad number 2, which is Sosa, as being more credible than dad number 1. Okay, in terms, and she was just going off of the body language that she read, just reading the body language alone. Okay, she did say that we don't have all the puzzle pieces. She understands that this is an open investigation, but just based upon what she observed, dad number 2, Sosa, father of Alexis' daughter, he came across as being more sincere, more concerned, and if what he's saying happened the way he said it happened, in terms of what he did after he learned she was had gone missing, he seemed to have taken actions to try to figure out what happened to her. We did not hear TJ, dad number 1, just going into detail as much with, he did say that he searched for her, he was looking, so I want to be fair, we didn't analyze the entire stream, so he did say that he was looking for her, so I want to be fair. TJ did say that. That's just not the part that was analyzed today, that he was searching and listening to psychics, but in terms of his body language and his tone and his demeanor, it didn't appear as though he was as concerned, okay? He didn't show the same intensity in concern is what I've learned, right, from my session that I had a one-on-one session with Miss Janette. He didn't show the same amount of concern, and it appeared as though there was some sort of contempt or resentment, okay? Contempt or resentment towards, it was a little bit more evident while reading his body language towards Alexis Ware. I decided that I would ask experts, and I will be reaching out to experts in different fields. So my reaching out to experts, asking them to join this channel, asking them to weigh in has just begun, right? Has just begun. Because I'm a journalist, right? I'm good at, I believe I'm pretty skilled at documenting information, right? Identifying incriminating statements, right? I can spot deception, right? Based upon what I'm reading and what people are saying. And I'm pretty good at, making some reasonable judgments on whether or not the actions or the behaviors of someone could be suspicious based upon what they do. But I am not a psychologist. All right. I am not a body language expert. That's not my field. I'm not a criminologist. And I recognize my limitations that I have. And so I want to be thorough in this investigation. I want to be very thorough, ladies and gentlemen. Thorough, fair. And I realize, due to the length of time that Alexis has been missing and the complexity of this specific case, in order to adequately and effectively, this is what I have realized, right? Report on her disappearance, it's absolutely essential to reach out to experts in different fields who can help me to better, right? Report, analyze individuals, right? Close to Alexis, involved with Alexis, right? To some degree. And it will help me to better get a little bit closer to what possibly may be the truth. And we are still trying to figure out what that is. The truth about what happened to Alexis Ware. I take nothing back. I said, I felt, I notated regarding Sosa's actions. I retract nothing at all. However, I am entrusting, right, the body language expertise, right, or body language expert on her analysis, whereas she's saying, based upon the body language alone, Sosa, he seems to be more credible, right, in body language than body language displayed from TJ. Okay. So I just thought, that was important. It's really important, to ask experts to, help me with this investigation. She is not the only body language expert we will be hearing from at all. I've asked 2 United Kingdom body language experts. They are very, very, very skilled as well. Very experienced, have years of experience along with Miss Janette in detecting deception. So I've asked 2 United Kingdom experts to watch and observe the live streams of Father Number 1, Father Number 2. They've agreed to do so. They've agreed not to charge me a fee. I am so appreciative of that. And we will be hearing, that's my expectations, that you will be hearing and seeing the United Kingdom, the UK body experts showing missing, lost, and trafficked, right? Live, and they will be sharing their analysis. I wanted to get a second and third opinion. So I have done my due diligence to do that. All right. I would like for you to thank you so much for joining. I'd love for you to find Missing, Lost, and Trafficked on Facebook. We have a brand new Facebook media page, Missing, Lost, and Trafficked. Like the page, follow it for updates on missing persons. I will be spending a lot of time over the next couple of weeks reporting on missing teens. I will spend a lot of time. A lot of time in my week doing that and trying to get the teens back home. There is an epidemic of missing teens, so that will be a really big focus. So follow us and help share the post of the missing teens that I will be posting on Missing, Lost, and Trafficked media page. Join Missing, Lost, and Trafficked Facebook group. We have about almost 4,600, getting really close to 5,000 members. Join Missing, Lost, and Trafficked Facebook group. Follow us on Instagram. Please like, right, and share the YouTube videos posted to Missing, Lost, and Trafficked YouTube channel. Support us on Patreon. A little bit more sensitive information. I don't feel comfortable with posting to Facebook or Instagram. I tend to post documents, things of that nature. I post that to Patreon for good reason. So yeah, support Patreon, and also donations are accepted, appreciated, needed, etc., etc. Needed, right? Of course. With the high requests I'm getting on a daily basis to report on people going missing. Okay. I want to make myself more available. It's very difficult. And I want to grow this platform. So therefore, any and all donations is accepted. You can cash out $ find the missing, or look up Missing, Lost, and Trafficked on Venmo. Okay. Wow, I believe I've gone over every social media account I have and discussed all the ways you can support Missing, Lost, and Trafficked that I can think of right now. Well, in about 30 minutes, I'm going to be engaging, or maybe a little bit more than 30 minutes, you in another live stream. I need to. I say I have to because I need to analyze statements made by a friend of Alexis Ware. She made some statements during a live stream. I made note of recent statements given to local media, and it's got me kind of stuck right now. I ain't even gonna lie. So I need to analyze, and so I'll do that. So come on back on over here around 9:15. Come back on over here around 9:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to, join that live stream. Okay. All you have to do is just type in their names on YouTube and it's going to come up. I listen to the live streams on WTF. So it's what? TF News Network. So just type in TJ literally on YouTube. When you go to YouTube in that little search bar and type in WTF, it's going to take you to what? The F News Network. TJ, then type in WTF. You can listen to his live stream. It's been uploaded there or copied and pasted, however they did it. And Sosa, same thing. Type in Sosa and then WTF. You're going to find it easily. All right. That's Zay. Nice to meet you, Zay. All right. Well, I hope you all have learned something. I have learned a lot. Be back in a little bit. And I'm looking forward to having a long chat with y'all tonight. Oh, we got a lot to talk about. All right. Bye-bye.